Okay, the final phase. So I think in order to create the flowiness of the hair, basically when we do zero mesh, sometimes the mesh is following the patterns, the flow. So it's easier to create like the detailing without subdividing endlessly multi-millions or whatever. First we have to do, we want to duplicate it because we're going to project this mesh. Duplicate it, zero mesh, geometry, zero mesher. Yeah, we have some level of flowiness. Basically the geometry is a little bit more organized than if we Dynamesh, because after Dynamesh it's kind of like a little chaotic. And let's check if there is any like bigger or smaller problems, because if it's like a low level, then you can see is there any like a real problems. I don't see any big problems yet, so it seems like it's kind of okay. Let's subdivide it 1, 2, let's say 3, and see how fine it is. We can even go one more time. So now we can use this without projection, basically, or we can project. If I look at this hair, it looks as a base mesh for the hair, looks very good. Maybe we don't want to even project. Let's see how the previous one looks. Is there any need for this mesh? Maybe this is okay, so we don't even preserve the previous one. Let's delete it so we don't have any problems. Okay, now we have very good base, and it's time to start finalizing it. And if we need some polishing, then we can use like clay polish option. And now the main tool will be the dam standard, because we need only the edges. So what we do, we kind of restore the sharpness and see how the line will guide us, and thinking in the same time, because if we switch off the thinking, we can make unusable. So the lines that we are sure about, let's restore the lines that we are sure about. There is some kind of like a parallelism, but not very much, so it's okay. So you always have to think what you do, otherwise you start going again very artificial way. Lazy mouse is on, so that's why I have these flowy lines. And again, from one angle it might look very flowy, but from other sometimes it is not so flowy, so we probably will be fixing them. So with Alt and without Alt. This was with Alt and this is without. And turning is absolutely required. So you turn it all the time, because you want to make sure that the line you just draw is flowy and beautiful from every single angle, not from the one that you were looking when you were drawing it, because you're drawing it in 3D space, and in 3D space there is like all possible angles, and especially if it's not sphere, then you might have some angles where this golden ratio is not good enough. With Alt and then without Alt. Dam standard is amazing. Basically that's one of my main brushes. You can create the shapes even if you don't have the shapes. You can create thicknesses, you can create all kinds of things, and always just check the surrounding. Like there is this guy goes like this, and this probably goes over, so I will probably start with this which goes over, and then there is this root, and this guy comes out from the root. Okay, there is some parallelism. Maybe I need to check the different direction. As I mentioned, as closer it goes to the hair roots, as more busy it is. So you want to give some busyness here. and the narrow spaces. So you have like a narrow space, like here, for instance, which is not root because root is here, hair is growing here. So in narrow spaces, you also create more busyness, more lines than in other. We will be working on contrast in the dark spaces as well. Now we already have some kind of architecture in place, but now we fixing just the main shapes. I see this line is not anymore so beautiful. Here is beautiful and this is not. So we want to make sure that it is beautiful from all angles. Kind of okay. It's almost like a cream on top of the cake. Hairs are growing from here, so you want to make them more contrasting here. And if it becomes too contrasted, then you, of course, you can always get rid of the contrast later. It is not a big issue. This kind of lines you don't want to leave, you know, because there's like a empty space just and then lines. No, every single line that you draw have to be supported by shape. Like here, for instance, there is a shape, there is a thickness, so then you're allowed to draw the line. If you have line in just empty space, then you have to create some shape on top of it, otherwise it's not allowed, because then it creates this beginner style. You know, when you don't know how to sculpt and you're a beginner, then you have these, just you have some sort of like a helmet and then you draw the lines on top of the helmet. You don't want to have that effect. There is a shape and then you are allowed to create the line on the shape. So every line is separating some shapes. You cannot just have like a line in middle of nowhere. You have to look for the shape. Now you see there is a shape here. It's remaining of what we sculpted before. And then there is another one. And sometimes you need to increase the size, because if you increase the size, you are able to correct the shape that you already have. Because with small line, you are not capable of doing that. I don't like this. Need to somehow be broken because it's kind of very linear. And again, it grows from here. We can create some busyness, but again, if we have some busyness, need to be not only the line but also the thickness with Alt. So create some shapes, but you have to be very careful with lines. Like here, maybe bigger. Lazy mouse creates magic. Some curls. And of course, you start with the shapes that you already see. So you don't have to invent anything in this stage. You already see a lot. So you just recreate the ones that you already have by sculpting and dynameshing. So you already still have some remainings of the shapes. You just have to draw them, restore them as you see. And then later you will finish them with some logic behind, because like every hair style have some logic, some architectural or tectonic logic behind. So first you just draw the lines that you already see, that you already created, and later you fill that tectonic shape with logic. This 1, 2, kind of like very much repeating. Let's see, can we break it? It's very hard to break it. It kind of repeats. But I think it's not too bad. Could be much worse. This kind of big boring space, but you don't want to afraid of it because, as I said, you need some resting zones, some places where the eye can rest. And maybe this will be the one, maybe not, I don't know. So that's why I'm not making these decisions now, because I have so much lines to repeat, to restore. So I don't need to make any decisions about the busyness and resting zones. That's going to be our final decision, final task. It's kind of, there is some 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. I don't really like it, but let's see. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe we can break them somehow by crossing. You know what I mean with crossing? So you take one of these lines and then you just cross it with the other line, and then that's the way how you break it. Maybe that's enough. So there is no more rhythm anymore in this place. Maybe there is. Yeah, it's too empty. So let's introduce some shapes. Like one crossing line, maybe it is enough. Maybe not. This is close to the roots. You need to be more busyness. So let's give some more busyness. But again, you have to be careful not to make like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like you know, repeating. Like here's already some like parallelism. So let's break it. Let's break it somehow. That's better. So this is the spot where everything comes out. So it's kind of like a dark place. Let's give some contrast here. Narrow spaces, always more busy, much more busy than the wide spaces. And it makes some contrast spots. We will be doing this more contrast spots later, because we definitely need some of them. It's kind of little no logic here. You see, this place is kind of not logical, so need to somehow fix this part. I don't know how. I don't know how. It need to be broken somehow. Yeah, now it's better. But still there is this kind of like one shape, and it's not very nice. It doesn't have this flowiness. Maybe let's break it even more. Yeah, now it's kind of better. Maybe this shape need to be separated. This is the least important part, because you normally don't see it. The sides, the back and the front, those are the most, but the top is not very important. So you can do some random shapes on top and nobody will ever see them, except if the character is bending down, so you can see the top of the head. But normally that's not the place you want to be concerned most. I didn't like what I just made, so let's kind of, I don't like it neither. So how can we fix this? Because there's like one shape, another shape, they kind of meet here. They created this potential contrast zone, but I don't like the shape of that contrast zone. So I don't know how to fix it. Maybe this line have to be extended. Maybe that's the way how we fix it. So the next step will be fine-tuning and the finishing. So basically we are almost there. Almost there. This ending is not very natural, so we want to end somehow logically. So we're almost there. Now it's only fine-tuning and then we can finish it. There's a little bit too much lines here. I don't like these, but we will fix it. There is another trick. We probably will use some alpha with a just simple standard brush, and then we can do some little detailization. So we're almost there. We're almost there. One more step. It is the finalizing with the little contrasts. So yeah, contrasts. Let's decide that this is the one of the contrast places. I like it. make it deeper and make maybe some edge here from one side, edge from the other side. So we have this contrast here. Have to decide where is the another contrast places. This is contrasting. This part is definitely potentially contrast part. This is boring place, need to be fixed. Let's do this and then form and maybe break some form here. Okay, and now it's finalizing. So now we are ready for the finalizing here. Just little tiny details adding, and that's pretty much it for this sculpt. One more step and we're done.